TTN-HD Production Live, here with Alexander Von Roon, who is a producer, director, host, actor, and currently you're working at NBC Universal and E! How did you get involved in the business?
Oh, it's a long story. Basically, I studied economics, and then I applied for several jobs and had multiple interests. But however, the TV channel in Berlin was the most thrilling one, and so I started there from scratch, and then went over to do a show in New York for Telepictures, the Carney Wilson show, which was like a daily talk show. And then I got hooked and studied film, and then went on to other print projects, and then Bloomberg TV. And then ended at E! and NBC.
And how are you enjoying E! and NBC?
Oh, it's nice. It's a very interesting work field, especially after the merger, because every day is different, and especially in news, you always get new stories, and you can look at the picture from different ways, so it's never boring, it's always entertaining, and I like the energy. It's like high energy. And we do a lot of live events, mostly red carpet, and so it's fun to do live shows because it doesn't really stop, so the time flies by, kind of, and you might know it yourself. So an hour is not really an hour, it can be sometimes feeling like 10 seconds or something.
What is FRAMEPOOL.com?
FRAMEPOOL.com is, I think it's maybe now the second biggest stock footage company, counted by online clips, and it's like around 500,000 clips, mostly in 35mm HD, and also some older ones in SD. And basically it's a lot of motion content for feature films, for commercials, for TV series, and right now we're working with Paramount on a bunch of movies, and it's basically when they didn't pick up enough footage, or they want some footage that's hard to acquire, like let's say a white tiger jumping over a cliff, or some aerials from New York, or something at the North Pole, then we have it and we can pitch it to the client. And then also a lot of Discovery Channel projects are fed with our shots.
Can anyone upload to FRAMEPOOL.com? How do you acquire your footage?
Actually, yes. Right now the criteria is it has to be either 35mm or HD. And then you have to own the rights, or at least be able to obtain the rights or get releases from the models. And then we look at anything, and we're always looking for more Americana and also exterior shots, like these shows like Friends or Seinfeld. You might actually recognize certain places. So those are all like stock shots, and if you get day and night, then it's especially good, but the release is very important.
You've been busy at NBC and E! Are you still continuing your career as an actor as well?
Yeah, actually I was on the final episode of Chuck, which was fun because I auditioned a couple of times and didn't book it. And one part went to Mark Hamill, and I was kind of bummed out because it was a really nice scene. But then the final episode was actually more entertaining, and I don't know if you saw it, but it's a lot of explosions and helicopters crashing down, and I really like my character. And then I'm also going to be on Touch with Kiefer Sutherland, but I don't know when exactly that will air.
What advice would you give to young filmmakers coming up in the business?
When I started, I read the book that Rodriguez wrote, and it was kind of exciting. And then after that, basically, I started thinking. And it's funny because a lot of people say, well, I started at the age of 8 and I had this small Super 8 camera and stuff like that. And when I thought back, I actually did it too at the age of 12. And one big scene I missed because I didn't have the keys for the location and all the actors, everything was in place. So, but it didn't really stop me from going forward. So I would say just start doing things and do it in a way where you don't have to spend so much money. Like use the location you already have, and then maybe some friends you know, or members of the family, or cars, to make it look a certain way. And then you can always get some stock shots that make it even more like a better production value. But I would say especially also be able to react to criticism, because a lot of filmmakers are self-destructive, and the project goes down because they can't agree with other people, and then they start suing each other even if they don't have money. So I would just say follow your instinct, and then keep it that way, but also be able to accept guidance and advice from others. Like if it has to be genre, for example, or if you do pre-sales on an international market, then it's sometimes good to listen to the buyers, prospective buyers, for that matter, and not be like totally blocking it off. Because I know a lot of people, they're still sitting on their movies, and they could have sold them actually for a lot of money, but because they were not willing to react to what the market wants, they're still sitting there, and some of them are actually bankrupt. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Alexander, and best of luck with your upcoming work.
Thanks so much. Nice meeting you. You're welcome.
Nice meeting you. I'm Katie Uhlmann reporting for TTN-HD Production Live.